Hey guys, what's up? This is Blaze the movie fan and it's time for another spoiler movie review. This time I will be talking about the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now Frollo is a great villain. I wanted to make this video to explain exactly what makes Frollo such a great villain. Also keep in mind that I will not be going into detail about any of the songs in this review, so this is a spoiler review of the movie The Hunchback of Notre Dame, not its soundtrack. So without further ado, let's begin. The movie basically begins with Frollo stealing a baby from a poor woman, and being the judgmental cunt that he is, he thinks it's best to hide the baby since it's ugly. What a fucking asshole. But trust me, that's not the worst thing he does in the movie. There is so much proof throughout the movie that Frollo is a huge fucking cunt. And that's exactly what makes him such a great villain, since he is a major threat. But anyway, we cut to the present day, where Quasimodo is depressed that he has to stay in the church and miss a great festival. And you know what? I really feel sorry for him, because nobody deserves to be stuck in a church as a prisoner forever. Frollo did at least feed Quasimodo, but feeding him doesn't necessarily mean that he took good care of him. In fact, Frollo is a terrible father figure. He fucking lies to Quasimodo about how it's like out there. And Quasimodo buys his lies because he doesn't know any better. Now Frollo says that he's only going to that festival because he has to, and that he doesn't enjoy it. Let's face it, the only reason Frollo does not enjoy the festival is because he is a cruel cunt who doesn't know how to have fun without harming others. Which is exactly what is obvious throughout the movie. Fortunately, Quasimodo does have friends which are stone statues, and they convince him to get out of the fucking church regardless. So Quasimodo tries to sneak out to enjoy the fucking festival. But shortly before he goes there, the guards try to steal Esmeralda's money because they claim that she stole the cash. But the only fucking thieves I see there are those two fucking guards. Thankfully, Captain Phobos helps Esmeralda get back the money she rightfully earned. And I also find it very fucking funny how his horse sits on that shitty guard. But anyway, the festival begins. And oh boy, this festival sure is a lot of fucking fun. Or at least it is, until something terrible happens to Quasimodo. Quasimodo is crowned the King of Fools. Unfortunately, that's not a good thing, because Quasimodo is tied up to a fucking platform and people start throwing fruits at Quasimodo. Thankfully, Esmeralda is there to save that poor man. Now Frollo does nothing about it because he claims that Quasimodo needs to be taught a lesson. No, Frollo, you need to be taught a lesson, you can't. And Esmeralda stands up for poor Quasimodo. She is surrounded by guards, but thankfully, since she is very fucking clever, she manages to escape. And she heads to the church. And in the church there is also Phobos, which Esmeralda doesn't trust. Which is understandable, I mean he is after all one of the guards. but he is much nicer than the rest of the guards. In fact, he is the only one of the guards who is not fucking stupid. Because the rest of them are mindless fucking drones to Frollo. Now Frollo tries to arrest Esmeralda while they're in church, but unfortunately for him, arresting is not permitted in a church. And Archdeacon basically tells Frollo to fuck off. So Frollo decides to surround the entire church with guards. What exactly does Frollo want to arrest Esmeralda for? Well, it's only because of the fact that she's a fucking gypsy. That's some stupid shit right there. And that further proves that Frollo is a judgmental cunt. But it really is a good thing that Esmeralda is in the church, because she got to meet Quasimodo. And she tells Quasimodo that he is no monster, which is true. And she also reveals to Quasimodo that the fact that gypsies are evil was a fucking lie. But anyway, they quickly become friends, and Quasimodo helps her escape. Shortly afterwards, Phobos visits the church, but since he is a guard, Quasimodo rightfully doesn't trust him and tells him to fuck off. But later on in the movie, he does prove himself to be a good friend. Anyway, later on in the movie, the song Hellfire comes. And Hellfire is the only song of the entire movie that I'm going to talk about. But I promise I will be brief. Hellfire is one of my favorite villain songs in Disney movies, along with Be Prepared. I love it because of the fact that Frollo explains exactly why he hates Esmeralda so much. All his reasons for hating Esmeralda are fucking bullshit and fucking lies, but whatever. Frollo proves yet again how much of a fucking cunt he is and hurts a lot of innocent people just so he can get Esmeralda. He even goes as far as to burn a building where innocent people live in. He should be fucking arrested for doing something like that. How the hell is burning a house with innocent people even legal? The guards should punish Frollo for doing that bad shit. But no, instead the guards punish Phobos because of the fact that he disobeyed Frollo. I mean, seriously, he's the one who saved those innocent people. He shouldn't be the one punished. I guess that just goes to prove how fucked up the laws are in this movie. The fact that the guards punish a good man and do everything that Frollo, who is truly an evil man, says, just goes to show that those guards are no better than Frollo himself. In fact, I would go as far to say that the guards are as much of fucking cunts as Frollo is. Yeah, I went that far. But anyway, after Phobos gets hurt a lot, he goes into the church, and thankfully Quasimodo is willing to help him. And by the way, Phobos starts bleeding. This is one of the only two Disney movies that I can think of where a character bleeds. The only other one I can think of is Mulan. And that's it. I really think that it's unfair that the guards punish Phobos, a man who only had good intentions. But anyway, later on Phobos and Quasimodo go to a secret place. But before that happens, Quasimodo feels bad about disobeying his master. Are you fucking kidding me? Quasimodo, you know that Frollo has hurt a lot of innocent people, and yet you still consider him your master? Holy shit, dude. Why does it take you so fucking long to realize how much of a cunt Frollo is? But anyway, thankfully Quasimodo has a map of the town, and they go to a secret place where Phobos warns the gypsies about the fact that Frollo and his soldiers are on their way to fucking attack them. Unfortunately, a lot of innocent people, including Phobos, are put in a fucking cage. And when Quasimodo is tied up in the church, he again is sorry about disobeying his master. You'd think that by now he would realize just how fucking evil his master is. Thankfully, Phobos is smart, so he manages to get out of the cage and encourages the citizens of Paris to stand up against that cunt Frollo. So the war between Frollo and his men and the citizens of Paris begins. And Quasimodo finally realizes just how fucking cruel his master is. Frollo fucking pushes Arstichon away just so he can get to Quasimodo. But before Frollo manages to kill Quasimodo, he finally does something that he should have done from the very beginning. He fucking stands up for himself and realizes that the only cruel thing about the world is cunts like him. Frollo tries to kill Quasimodo, but fortunately, he is the one who gets killed. And thank goodness. With all the fucking lies and cruel shit that Frollo has done, he definitely deserved to die that way. He deserved to die a painful death, which is exactly what happened to him. And Quasimodo then leaves the church, and the citizens of Paris are very happy about that and even accept him. Now it's time for my overall thoughts. This movie is fucking awesome. Yeah, it's one of my absolute favorite animated movies. And Frollo is also a real threat, which makes him a great villain. And for that I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.